Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Brothers and sisters, we're gathered here in Cincinnati this week to chart our course for the future of the men and women of the IAFF. Whether they're riding the rigs, entering burning buildings, attacking fires, or getting a pulse back on a young child, these proud members that I just walked out with know that you've got their backs. And those of us who have embraced this IAFF journey, fighting against those who would terminate our members' jobs or destroy their careers, we try to eliminate their rights, abolish their pensions, their health care, and their safety, we know we've got each other's backs. Because that's what this IAFF is all about, standing strong, standing together, and never backing down. And for everyone here this week, whether this is your first or your 14th convention, for all of us, it is our sacred obligation to pay it forward for those that come after us. That's the responsibility that each of us has accepted. And that's why it is such an honor to be here with all of you and with my partner, General Secretary Treasurer Tom Miller, all of our great district vice presidents and our trustees, our incredible international staff, and those of you on this convention floor who come from the states and provinces, from big cities and small towns, from rural counties and urban centers across our two great countries. It's you with the toughest job in this union, our affiliate leaders, who together are the reason why this IAFF is the greatest union in the United States and Canada. And for all of us, standing strong has to be so much more than just words. It has to be more than just the theme of this convention. It has to be what we all do in our roles each and every day. It's what we've done since we met in Philadelphia 2 years ago. It's what this IAFF has been doing throughout its existence, and it's what we will be doing here this week. The state of our union today is standing strong. And we've had to stand strong for so many reasons. First, I don't have to tell you about the economic crisis that decimated state, provincial, and local budgets, or that too many short-sighted elected officials used the crisis to close firehouses, lay off our members, brown out companies, and skip their pension payment obligations. I don't have to tell you that the pain, the anger, frustration, and fear of a citizenry who were losing their jobs, losing their homes, watching a collapsing financial market destroy their retirement savings, provided the environment our enemies had been waiting for, and what they needed to really go after us and achieve their ultimate goal. Not just to place in jeopardy our members' jobs and careers and all that comes with it, but to come after this IAFF with no less of a goal than to simply destroy us. These 21st century tycoons are nothing more than the robber barons of the past. Today, it's the Kochs, the Waltons, Adelsons, Pews, and Arnolds, who look just like their predecessors 100 years ago in the early 20th century, where their names were Carnegie, Mellon, Morgan, Gould, Rockefeller, and Vanderbilt. They want to have all the gold. They want to control all the power. And they are doing all they can to leave people that work for a living to simply fend for themselves. These new 21st century barons used the elections of 2010 with their obscene wealth to elect the worst political officials money can buy, like the Walkers, Kasichs, LePages, Snyders, Scott, and Haley, and Christie, a real rogue gallery. And they bought their very own think tank, the American Legislative Exchange Council, better known as ALEC, as a vehicle for corporate America to write the state laws that would destroy our members' pensions, eliminate their bargaining and arbitration rights, cut dues deduction to simply cripple this union, silence our political voice with falsely named paycheck protection, while imposing right-to-work laws, disregarding voting rights, and anything else they can dream up that might take us off the playing field. These multi-billionaires and the politicians they bought and paid for, deep down, they've always had it in for us, firefighters, other public safety professionals, and certainly this union. As Grover Norquist put it, their goal was simply to, I quote, shrink government down to the size where they can drown it in a bathtub. But because our members are so respected, trusted, admired, and effective, because they are part of the very fabric of their neighborhoods and serve as a living proof that the people need and want a vibrant public sector, these titans and their political cronies were reluctant to really take us head on, openly. Because like most rich and powerful bullies, in truth, they really were just cowards. Oh, they contributed to our charities. They celebrated our members' heroism. They wanted to take photos with them down at the station, but deep down, they simply wanted to screw us over. And when the moment was right, in the midst of an economic calamity, they unleashed their assaults. Their great fantasy is a world without unions, a world without this IAFF, and a world without you. But let me tell you, brothers and sisters, there's one thing these greedy SOBs did not bargain for, and that's the power and the fury of this IAFF. Because when they attacked, we stood strong and we stood together. When they tried to sneak poisonous bills through in the dark of the night, we exposed them, and we did it together. And when they tried to scapegoat us, we took it to them together. And when they tried to divide and conquer, we stood united in solidarity. And while they may have a hell of a lot more money, and in some places they hold the power and have gotten some of what they wanted, I'll tell you what they don't have. They don't have 300,000 of the very best. They don't have you. And when you're under attack, you don't retreat, you push ahead. Defeat is not in your DNA. And they better know that when you're faced with obstacles, you don't make excuses, you find a way to advance our cause. When you face setbacks, you don't wallow in self-pity, you take action and you up your game. And when you get knocked down, you don't cower in fear. You get the hell back up and you punch back harder. That's the firefighting spirit. That's our member spirit. That's you, the leadership of this union spirit. And for 96 years, that's the spirit of this IAFF. And that's why I couldn't be more proud and more humbled as we open our 52nd IAFF convention to be standing with you. Let me tell you, we may not be the biggest union around, but with you on the front lines every day, we are the very best. With all of your work today, we're winning more battles than we're losing. Because we've been tenaciously trying to arm you with the best tools, services, and resources. You are the one in the trenches every single day. Like frontline troops everywhere, you have the right, and you should have the expectation to be supplied with the very best to defeat those who are working against our members in this union of ours. So we continue to innovate, to look ahead, so you, our local, state, and provincial leaders, have what you need to stand strong, to fight back, and to win. As you know, 4 years ago, we created our Fighting Back effort that has assisted affiliates with messaging, communications, media, legal, and political strategies as our enemies were ramping up their attacks. And together, standing strong, we're saving a department and bringing people back to work in Rocky View, Alberta, saving jobs and protecting our members' rights in Omaha, Nebraska. We fought a terrible chief in Washington, D.C., and a crackhead mayor in Toronto, Ontario. And as we're fighting back, we're already working to build a new centerpiece of this effort. And that's your new, full-service, in-house video, TV, radio, social media broadcasting production company, E18 Media, with a state-of-the-art studio. It's a powerful new capability that revolutionizes the resources and services that we can provide you for any type of campaign on our members' behalf. A resource that a number of you have already taken advantage of and that many of you will be calling on in the days and months to come. We were able to build E18 Media because of a project that began 12 years ago next month. Just an idea. Your IAFF Financial Corporation, which provides financial services, insurance, and deferred compensation plans to our members. And this year, adding a union-owned amalgamated bank. A creative idea that began with 0 assets, 0 participants. And today, with $3.36 billion in assets and under management and 100,000 participants. What began as an innovative idea is now returning a revenue stream to this union that has built new programs for this IAFF, including completely covering the cost of E18 Media and studios that we didn't have to ask our members to reach into their pockets to pay for, and which now stands as a success story that other unions are attempting to emulate. We're ramping up our communications technology. We're going to be meeting our members where they are, on the go, so that we can deliver information to them, to you, more quickly and in a variety of formats and platforms. That's why I'm so proud of our new IAFF Frontline app, being released right here in Cincinnati, right now, this week at this convention. This app gives you access to the resources of the IAFF anywhere, anytime, using your smartphones, your tablets, so that you can be more efficient in doing your jobs. And in addition, affiliates can use our new mobile app to customize the content specifically for them, for you, for their members, with local news, events, and information. While we're also redesigning the IAFF website to offer a more dynamic, mobile-friendly experience so members can easily navigate the site and find content. And to empower you, we are continuously creating better and more custom technical assistance programs to give our leaders the best science, the best strategies to assist you in representing your members, whether it's negotiating an agreement, protecting their pensions, keeping them fully staffed, blocking brownouts, or keeping companies and stations online. We continue to provide the cutting-edge GIS studies, the most complete and thorough municipal financial analyses, fire and EMS operational modeling, retirement and health care plan evaluations, everything you need, the information you have to compete against the forces that want you to do more with less. And all of that work, all of the communication capability and the technical assistance with our international and local leadership working together, we are standing strong. Like we're standing strong in Memphis, where our local won its fight to roll back an illegal pay cut, and now it's in the midst of a fierce battle to save their pensions and restore retiree health care. In Detroit, we're standing strong in the weight of the city's disastrous bankruptcy filing, assisting our local with everything from protecting the pensions they've earned to providing legal assistance, designing a response system that is NFPA 1710 compliant while helping them embrace fire-based EMS. Just like across the Detroit River in the border in Windsor, Ontario, we're working with our local to stop a plan by their mayor that would close a station and reduce public safety coverage by using GIS expertise, citizen activism, and a multimedia effort. In Coventry, Rhode Island, faced with an aggressive task force intent on just totally liquidating the entire fire department and privatizing EMS, we implemented a multifaceted campaign. While the state association convinced the General Assembly to pass legislation preventing the liquidation, putting the fire district under state oversight, which protected our members' jobs. On the legal front, we're standing strong as ever. Just like we were standing and we stood with Strathmore Hills local president Brad Aragon, who was fired by his fire district because he formed an IAFF union. And this IAFF stood strong with him through our Guardian program, like we have done scores and scores of times before. And yes, our checkbook, our lawyers, we went to court. And when Judgment Day came, Brother Aragon was reinstated to his job. Full back pay, all lost benefits. That's what standing strong means, and that's what this union is all about. Those are just a handful of the hundreds of fights that we're taking on together. And while we keep fighting back, we need to continue developing and improving the training, instruction, and education available to you, our leaders. And we do it through our annual Affiliate Leadership Training Summit, through the Partnership Education Program, through our Redmond and EMS symposiums, through the U.S. and Canadian political training academies, through our ever-growing online learning modules, and through the Collective Bargaining Referendum Academy. To do the critical work our members have entrusted in all of us, we have to keep looking to the future, looking for smart, creative opportunities to represent and advance their interests, which brings me to SAFER. I can think of no other single program anywhere at any time that saved more jobs, brought more laid-off firefighters back to work, all in a time when few were able to do little with a crippled, gridlocked, partisan Congress and an administration that has nothing less than a corrosive relationship with the legislative branch. But we know how to use the levers of government. And at a time when little in D.C. gets done, we succeeded in authorizing, budgeting, and appropriating since 2008, $2 billion, that's billion with a B, in unrestricted SAFER funds pumped into communities all across this nation, bringing thousands and thousands of our own members who were sent home to tell their family one day, I lost my job today, back to work to continue their proud careers, while keeping thousands more on the line from being laid off so they can continue protecting their neighborhoods and this country. And this year, from big cities to small communities like Detroit, New Bedford, Massachusetts, Miami-Dade, Atlantic City, Orange County, Florida, Portland, and Ventura, another $240 million, all jobs, all dollars to bring our people back to work and to keep them riding those rigs. Brothers and sisters, that's more than 15,000 firefighting jobs. That's what a great union can do, and together that's exactly what we've done, and you should be damn proud of it. And now as the economy begins to improve and municipal budgets seem to be getting a little healthier, many communities are looking for ways to find permanent funding for the jobs that SAFER created and supported in these tough times. Communities like Allen Park, Michigan, where we worked with the local to win a ballot measure for a millage increase to prevent deep cuts in public safety and to keep our members working. And over this past year, working with city after city and local after local to win levies, providing long-term funding for fire prevention and public safety, from Bend, Oregon, and Missoula Rural in Montana to Wheat Ridge and Mountain View, Colorado. We continue our work today in similar efforts to secure the funding in Kansas City, Missouri, in multiple jurisdictions in eastern Missouri and in East Pierce, Washington. And with the strategic campaign planning, voter targeting, multimedia efforts we've developed, we're also creating a template campaign for levies that will be taught by PEP instructors and which can be administered by our staff and our district field service reps to work directly with you, our locals, in your districts. And we're not stopping there. One of our core missions is to stand strong for the health and safety of those who engage in our proud profession. We know our members are trained to save other people's lives, but are they adequately trained to save their own lives? And that's why your IAFF launched the Fire Ground Survival Training Program, so our members can better deal with maydays, and when everything begins to deteriorate and a job goes south, they're better prepared. It is this union that is providing that training, just like we do for hazmat and WMD, teaching them how to perform life-saving actions if they become lost, disoriented, injured, low on air, or trapped. And now with over 23,000 members who have taken it, the next phase of fireground survival training is to make this program available to all of our affiliates, regardless of size and location. So we're going mobile. Initially, we will have 2 mobile training units. You've seen them out in the exhibit area. One will be on each coast, so we can do the final beta testing. And then we'll be developing the plan for deploying multiple units across our entire international. But as dangerous as the fireground is, we know our members are even more threatened by the cumulative impact of toxic environments in which they perform their dangerous work. It's a fact. And that realize that 56% of the members enshrined on the hallowed walls of our fallen firefighter memorial in Colorado Springs lost their lives due to cancer. That's why our work on reducing the toxins in a combustible environment has taken such a precedence at the IAFF, using the movie Toxicity to raise awareness of the issue and as a rallying point for change. I'm also pleased to report that we have completed our work as directed by you at the 2012 convention to establish an online cancer awareness, prevention, and education program. This collaborative effort with the Firefighter Cancer Support Network, our medical residency program, Johns Hopkins University, and the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health includes a comprehensive review of current information about recognizing and preventing occupational cancer for the fire and emergency medical services, developing an interactive curriculum to address exposures, research, and prevention programs, while we're also making sure that every member is standing strong, literally, with our wellness fitness initiative and the candidate physical ability test and our peer fitness training program. And there's nothing more important to our members' safety and to public safety than to keep their rigs fully staffed. And so we were directly involved in the National Institute of Standards and Technology Studies for residential low-rise, high-rise, high-hazard, fireground, and EMS response, finally putting science and providing the empirical data to what we've always known from firsthand experience, that the number of firefighters on a rig can and does make all the difference in saving the lives of the public and our members. But with all this work, with everything we do together and that we need to do, nothing affects our members' lives and livelihoods more than the decisions that come out of the political arena. Because it's the mayors, city council members, and county officials we elect. They're the ones who hire the fire chiefs, establish the fire department budgets, determine staffing, and decide whether our firehouses remain open or closed. The governors, premiers, state legislators, MPs we elect can take away our collective bargaining and arbitration rights and our retirement security with the stroke of a pen. And that's why on the political front, 3 years ago, we began looking ahead to the fights on the horizon based on the political realities facing our affiliates to offer more and more assistance to state, provincial, and local affiliates confronting these battles. Just like we did in Boston, which supported a long-shot union candidate, one in a field of 13, thought to be highly unlikely, but together, our Boston local and this IAFF, we won, and that department and our members' careers will be better for many, many years to come. And yes, it's worth repeating, just like we took a stand in Ontario against all of the odds in a successful campaign to end the political life of the miserable anti-union Tim Hudak. He wanted to kill us, and the fact of the matter is, it's parenthetic that we killed him. And we're continuing to stand strong on our political core values and principles in federal elections in both countries as well. But regardless of the level of the political arena, when it comes to deciding who to support and who to oppose, we don't care what party that you belong to. We don't care if you're a Democrat, an independent, or Republican. We don't care if you're a liberal, conservative, or a member of the NDP. We don't care where you stand on the issues that don't affect the well-being of our members on the jobs and in their communities. There's only one simple principle that we really apply. Are you with us or are you against us? And if you're with us, we'll fight for you with everything we've got. When you've got our backs, we'll have yours through thick and thin. But if you're against us, we're going to be your worst nightmare. Because we don't tolerate double-crossers, and we hold everybody accountable. Just like Senator Kay Hagan of North Carolina, who spoke at our 2008 legislative conference and proclaimed, "I'm no Libby Dole, support me and I'll give you that cloture vote for your national collective bargaining bill." And Senator Mark Warner of Virginia, who said if we supported him to be a United States Senator and we brought our bill to that Senate floor, he would never let us down. But on that December night, when that vote took place on our historic bill, when it came to that Senate floor, Kay Hagan and Mark Warner stabbed us in the back, voting no and killing our national collective bargaining bill. And now, they're faced with this tough re-election campaign. And yes, their Senate majority is in real jeopardy, and they want us to forgive and forget. Well, I've made a promise to Senate Leader Reid, and I've made a promise to the administration, and it's a promise that they can be sure that I will keep. And that is that Kay Hagan and Mark Warner will not get one damn penny for this union, not 1 ounce of support, not one boot on the ground, not one phone call made, because when you double-cross us, when you lie to us, then to hell with you, and if necessary, be damned with the majority. Brothers and sisters, each of our journeys to this very moment today began for all of us as firefighters on that job, who were then called to serving our members as union leaders. Our commitment to this IAFF is the very same. Our resolve is the same. The core of who we are is the same. Always to be there, always to be ready. Because we don't give up and we don't back down. And because we never quit, no matter the forces we face. We're always standing strong for each other. We're always standing strong for our members. And I give you my solemn pledge that as long as I'm blessed with the honor of serving as your General President, I will continue standing strong with you on the front lines everywhere. And so right here and right now, I want to hear it from you. I want to hear it from you loud and clear. Are we going to continue standing strong together? I want to hear you. Well, then get up and get out of your seats and stand with me, and let's stand together, standing strong for the paramedics who save countless lives, standing strong for wildland firefighters who cut the lines and face the walls of fire like Dante's hell, standing strong for the truck and engine crews who crawl down the hallways, rescuing those from burning buildings and extinguishing the flames. We're standing strong for those responding to hazmat, W&D incidents, swift water, high-angle rescues, standing strong for our members' families, standing strong for our neighborhoods, standing strong for justice, for freedom, for security, and for the future of our great two nations. Yes, we're standing strong together, right here, right now. We'll stand together for every member, every damn day. Because standing strong together, there are no forces of wealth, privilege, or political position that will daunt our resolve. We're going to keep fighting the fight to keep our members on the job, alive and well, We're going to keep standing strong for their rights, their pensions, their health care, their safety. We all took an oath. We swore to do everything we could to get it done for our members on the front line who pay the freight. And together we will keep standing strong because they deserve nothing less. And that's exactly what we're going to give them. The best. God bless you and God bless this IAFF.